then the headlines I am seeing today from the Punch newspaper and Al Jazeera newspaper is worth sharing with you, my lovely people. And from the Punch newspaper, our big news today is police detain Yahaya Bello's ADC security details. That story is on page 4 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And the writer says former security aide may face orderly room trial for not arresting ex-governor. Another writer says EFCC appeals order stopping Bello's arrest. 6th day of execution. Good morning, my lovely people. Thank you so much for always watching my videos. I sincerely appreciate you all. My name is Blessing Akan, and I trust God you are all doing well. This morning, like I said, I will be sharing with you the headlines from the Punch newspaper and Al Jazeera newspaper. Again, we have another story here from the Punch newspaper which says PDP crisis, only God gives power, Atiku tells supporters. Smiles. That story is on page 9 of the Punch newspaper, of course. And we have another story here which says the federal government agency blames multiple taxes, orders for high costs of goods. That story is on page 9 of the Punch newspaper. I saw a video of what's it called, FCCPC something, going to supermarket to inspect prices of good or to reduce the prices of good. But then I felt they should begin from companies, from manufacturing companies, because you don't just go to the market and start saying reduce price of this and that. It is from the source. It is a bottom top approach. I think it should be that way. We have another story here which says how life-changing accident turned me to amputee. That story, a graduate. That story is on page 28 of the Punch newspaper this morning. We have another one which says reign of terror, Lagos black spot where hoodlums rob assault citizen in broad daylight. That story is on page 28 of the Punch newspaper. We have another one here which says musicians back EFCC say ban on Naira spray good. That story is on page 16 of the Punch newspaper this morning. We have another one here which says why 3,504 inmates on death row haven't been executed, says NCO. That story is on page 16 of the Punch newspaper. We have another one here which says how my wife died crying over daughter's fate in Boko Haram den. Father of abducted Chibok girl. That story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. So sad. So my lovely people, we move to Al Jazeera newspaper this morning. We have here still a ranging controversy, Chibok girls, and the writer says over 100 girls still missing. Security suspicious, avoid released girls turned into baby factories. That story is on page 9. It's our big news today from Al Jazeera newspaper this morning. Honestly, a lot is going on in this country, and when I see some news, I feel so sad about the whole thing. We have another story here which says UTME JAM promises to reschedule candidates in centers with glitches. That story is on page 8 of Al Jazeera newspaper this morning. We have another one here which said Nigeria need 3.3 trillion subsidy to stabilize power energy in 2024. That story is on page 17 of Al Jazeera newspaper this morning. We have another one here. We say Ondo 2024, I will step down if female Goba aspirant. I don't know if what. That story is on page 8 of Al Jazeera newspaper this morning. We have another one here which says a drug raid, South African police arrest of 8 Nigerians for attacking officers. That story is on page 8 of Al Jazeera newspaper this morning. We have another one here which says gunstone cow among its employees. That story is on page 3 of Al Jazeera newspaper this morning. We have another story here which says minister tests electronic gate at Abuja airport. That story is on page 17 of Al Jazeera newspaper this morning. And these are the headlines we have today from the Punch newspaper and Al Jazeera newspaper. Honestly, the story of the Chibok girls is something that each time I remember, I feel so sad. Like what they are going through. Some of them have gone to baby factories. Indeed, it's so sad. I pray the government will do something about this. The whole situation. We are so worried about what is going on in our dear country, Nigeria, the Chibok girls insecurity, and in fact, thank you so much.